All right, got a little factoring coming at you right now. This, factoring by groups. So we got to factor by groups today. A big clue on the factoring by groups is when you see 4 in a row. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So see 4 in a row, you start thinking, that could be groups. All right, let's see if it could be groups. I'm going to take these first two, and I'm going to group them up. So I took the first two, put those in a group. I'm going to take the second two, and I'll put those in a group. Now, I've got a group here, I got a group there. I'm going to do a tiny factoring project right here, and then I'll do a factoring project over there. Tiny factoring project, numbers, letters, what can I factor out? 1428, so I know I can get out of 14, but it looks like that's it. There's no common letter. So let's factor out the 14, he's gone, that's X. 28 divided by 14, that's 2 with the Y. Now, a big deal on factoring by groups is that sign right there. Whatever that sign is, he's important. That's my connector. So whatever that sign is, you put it right there. So if it's a positive, you put a positive. If that had been a negative, you put in a negative. All right, let's see if we can factor something out. Not a 2. Oh, the W. You can get a W out. So for your second factoring project, you take out the W. You got an X left, you got a plus sign, and you got a 2 and a Y left. Now, here is how you know if you've done it right. This is how you know if you've done it right on factoring by groups. This is how you know. If this and that, this and that, and this and that are exactly the same. If this is X plus 2Y and that's X plus 2Y, they're exactly the same. You're in business. You're doing it right. If this and that had been different, then you jacked it up. It's not right. Okay, let's finish this. We're going to drop in our 2 finishing groups and your common group, the X plus 2Y. That makes up one of your 2 groups for the finish, for your answer, X plus 2Y. What makes up the other is your number on the outside here and what you have on the outside there, the 14 plus the W. And those are your 2 finishing groups. And that's your final answer, factoring by groups. All right, not bad. First look at it. Let's try another run at this. All right, let's do another one of these. 2, let's get 2 up here. 3MP. Oh, this is going to be a lot of letters. Plus 5NP minus 21KM minus 35KN. All right, that is a lot of letters. Okay, could be factoring by groups. We like it because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. So we're going to try the first 2 in a group. 3MP plus 5NP. 21KM minus 35KN. All right, so we grouped up the first 2. We grouped up the second 2. 4 in a row. First 2, tiny factoring project. Not much you can get out. The numbers staying. Looks like you got P's in both of those. So we take out a P. We can get that out. 3M left. 5N left. And again, guys, whatever this sign is right there, that's our connector. So it's negative. That means this is negative right there. All right, let's look at factoring. Now, the 21 and 35 are jumping at me like, oh, they both divide by 7. I can factor out a 7 right now. So 21 and 35, that's a 7. Oh, I've got K and K I can get out of there. So that's what I'm going to factor out. Now, watch out. Here's the trick on this one. You're dividing by a negative. You're like, ooh, dividing by a negative. So I have negative 21 divided by negative 7. That's going to factor out to be a positive 3. The K comes out. You still have the M left in there. And again, be careful one more time. Negative 35 divided by negative 7. Negative divided by negative is a positive. So watch out for that trap. 35 divided by 7, that's a 5. The K factors out, and that's an N. All right, let's do our trick and check it. If this and that and this and that are exactly the same, we've done it right. Oh, they are exactly the same. So now we can do our 2 finishing groups. My common group, the 3M plus 5N. Drop it in right there. That's my common group. and then the group on the outsides, the P minus 7K, that makes it the other. Now, if you want to, guys, you could spin this. You could have this group first and that group second, and that's still correct. All right, there's my final answer. There's 2 looks at factoring by groups. I'm saying let's do one more. All right, that erased pretty well. All right, number 3. Let's do one last one. Okay. 40A minus 8B minus 5AC plus BC. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. So it could be groups. Let's do some checking. So what we look at now is, hey, I've got my first 2 in a group, I'm gonna run a tiny factoring project. Got the last 2 in a group, run a tiny factoring project. 40 and 8, like I can get an 8 out of there, that's it. So on this first one, all you can factor out is an 8. 40 divided by 8, that's 5A. 8 comes out, that's with a B. Now always check this sign. And whatever that sign is, positive, we go positive. Negative, we go negative. Okay, it's a negative. So my sign here is a negative. I'm connecting with a negative. 5AC plus BC. It looks like all I can get out to C. Let's do it. Now be careful because you are dividing by a negative. Here's a negative divided by a negative. That means positive 5A is what's left. Uh-oh. Positive divided by negative changes that one. So now your C drops out, still got a B left in there. All right, let's check. Does this and that and this and that, what's inside the groups turn out to be the same? Yes, it is. So that means we're doing it well. We can get our final answer, 5A minus B, 5A minus B. That makes up one of my 2 finishing groups. The other, 8 minus C, the guys from the outsides make up my second one. So, factoring by groups, 4 in a row, 2 groups, finish it up in style.